Now it's time for a fireside chat where our speakers discuss how retention has always been a crucial factor in the success of any business and how delivering exceptional experiences is the ultimate key to retaining loyal customers. Partaking in this session, we have Mr. Tunc, Director, Loyalty and Business Data Analytics of Nadi Medical Co. Also, joining him and moderating this conversation, we have Mr. Hedart Patel, Managing Director, UAE and Vice President MENA from WebEngage. Hedart has over 20 years of experience in the global information communication technology industry, leading strategy, organization building, and global business expansion. A committed individual and creative thinker, he has played a pivotal role in the growth of various companies he's been associated with in the past. Let us all welcome Mr. Tunc and Mr. Hedart on stage with a huge round of applause.
Thank you, Sneha. Thank you. Hello, everyone. So we are going Ricardo way, a little bit informal. It's not that, Tunc, I'm going to ask the questions. You are also free to ask questions to myself. Sure. And we'll also open the floor to the audience to ask questions to us. What we will not do, that we'll not ask questions to you. Okay, so let me start with a famous statement from Henry Ford. He mentioned, I think, maybe 100 years ago, that who gives you your salary? That your organization doesn't give you salary. Your company doesn't give you salary, they handle your salary. The salary is basically coming from your customers. And the 90% of the salary is basically coming from the loyal customers. And this particular statement is having the perpetual validity. I'm sure most of you also agree to this particular statement. It's basically true even for my own business, my own company, and I'm sure for every business. So it's a very interesting topic of the loyalty, and what we are basically going to talk about, that this customer experience or the retention marketing, how they play a very pivotal role, very important role in building, managing, and serving these loyal customers. So with this, without any further ado, Tunc, do I pronounce your name correct?
Yes, true.
Yeah,
but
great.
Again, I have heard maybe 30 different pronunciations, so be confident.
Okay. So, so first thing first, why don't you introduce about yourself and Nadi Medical? I'm sure most of the people in Saudi Arabia, they know Nadi Medical, but I think I'm sure some of the guys are actually flying from different cities, different countries of the world. So maybe if you can just share about.
My name is Tunc Özcan. Responsible for loyalty and business data analytics. Loyalty is one of the main areas that Nadi cares for. Business data analytics is also positioned under marketing and strategy office as a function, not only serving the marketing and the commercial side, but all the different functions from finance to HR to supply chain. Nadi, you must of course all know about Nadi. It's the biggest pharmaceutical retail chain, it is known as. It operates around 10% of the pharmacies in Saudi Arabia, reaching more than 30% market share in the industry that it operates at. But it's not only pharmaceutical retail. We are now evolving into an omni-health platform where we are combining other healthcare areas and institutions like clinics, express clinics. We are also now growing in telemedicine and on-spot consultation and home healthcare too.
Great. So let's start with what Sneha actually put forward, or the topic of this fireside chat, that this customer experience or the retention marketing, do they really play a very pivotal role in building this sustainable loyalty business, or the business which is centered around loyalty?
Yeah, very good question. And loyalty is actually known, or the common thinking is loyalty is about rewarding the customer. The more you reward your customers, which we call them guests since we are in the kind of healthcare industry, the more you reward your guests, the more loyal they become, is the common thinking. However, I think it would be better to also divide the loyalty context into two. One of them is relational loyalty. The second part is the emotional loyalty. Relational loyalty is, of course, about rewarding. And when we look at relational aligned guests, customers, we can say that they like the brand. They might be, they find the price reasonable, fair. They might be willing to recommend your brand to others, to their circle. But when we look at emotional loyalty, it's something different. It's a different connection that you build with the customers. They think that they look forward to, they are fan of the brand, and they look forward to their interactions with the brand. And when it happens that the brand leaves the market, they would be feeling really sorry. Also, they are, how can I describe it? They are ready to forgive some bad experiences in a way. So that is the real part actually which the brands, the companies must be focusing on, and that is not about rewarding at all. It is about forming personalized customer experiences, which is the central is forming personalized and memorable customer experiences with the guests. They're how CX and loyalty, in my view, combines.
Okay. In the previous session from the speaker from Ogilvy, he mentioned about that most of the brands, they are basically centered around the no segmentation marketing, or maybe the segment or rule-based marketing, but they are still a lot to do with respect to, let's say, the predictive segments and the predictive marketing, and I'm sure it is to do also with the loyalty. So I'm sure everything starts with the customer data, and everything starts by knowing your customer in and out, right? Then only you can actually create this rational loyalty or emotional loyalty. So at Nadi Medical, maybe if you can share your thoughts that how you are building your so-called customer 360 or patient 360 or guest 360 in order to deliver this so-called rational as well as the emotional loyalty.
Yeah, as you have mentioned, the story all starts with the data itself. And at Nahti, what we do, we have different touch points, offline stores we have. We have 2 different apps, Nahti Care app, as well as our e-commerce app itself. We have the websites and other omni-health touch points, from clinics to on-spot consultation to customer service. So what we do is we get connected to all the different operational systems, simply technically, and all those data flow both real-time or near real-time or on a daily basis to a central data lake, data warehouse, where we combine all the different data sources, maybe tens of, close to 100 different data sources. And we are lucky, by the way, I need to say that, because the loyalty program is constituting 75% of our business. So the penetration rate is 75%, so with a single sign-on. So the unification efforts are not that high. But we combine all those different data sources centrally, and then some of them are rule-based, some of them are machine learning-based, some of them are AI-based with advanced analytics. We create hundreds of currently we have more than 1,000 different microsegments in our central data warehouse where we act accordingly. And we know, we know this 360 view of our customers, and also try to have personalized experiences, as I told in the beginning, personalized experiences with personalized offers to them. So this is what we do mainly. Yeah, those microsegments range from, as we said, transactional to predictive also. So we know which customers will be in the coming days will be giving birth to a baby from their transactions. Of course, all these information are private. The data privacy is one strong element of it. But we also know which guests have chronic diseases. All those information are gathered together and dynamically generated to be able to serve them better.
Tunc, I would like to ask a very basic question. So, pardon me on my ignorance. We talk about all this, the machine learning. We talk about how many microsegments you mentioned?
Currently more than 1,000.
1,000 microsegments, right? I just give you a simple, my own experience, and I'm sure you might have also experienced. My son, who is, let's say, now he's 12, but of course he doesn't carry a phone. But whenever I used to go to the medical store and used to go for, let's say, the medicines for him, and I used to give the Emirates ID because in Dubai we have to give Emirates ID for everyone. And immediately the message comes on my phone asking, my son's name is Dhanveen, that Dhanveen, how was your experience? Right? We keep talking about this machine learning, we keep talking about incredible customer 360, connecting all the dots, but they are sending a simple message to me, mentioning my son's name, although they should not have actually asked that, but if they wanted to ask, they should have asked like, how was your experience for your son or for your daughter, right? So, is it very difficult to solve all these things, or?
No, yeah, it simply happens. Yeah, it's about data quality problems, which every company needs to pay attention to. The data quality is one important element where you need to combine from the registration phase to during interactions to collecting additional data in order to form that 360. But there is room for nearly every company. I cannot say that we are 100% in the data quality, but we track the data quality parts regularly on a monthly basis. We see the progress, and there are also at the touch points there are also targets given to the touch points personnel in order to complete the data so that we can know the customers better. Because, yeah, and as you said, this is one good example, because especially in the healthcare industry, serving in this industry, we also carry up responsibility to the community too. That is one simple interaction is very important, but what we need to do is also, by carrying that responsibility, we need to know our customers better in order to provide them with some good experiences and maybe some proposals to increase their health and well-being, to enhance their health and well-being. As we talked, there are some guests who carry some chronic diseases, unfortunately, and we are tracking in a private manner, we are tracking their shopping behavior and proposing them and recommending them some healthy lifestyles, as well as reminding them about the medication that they need to adhere. So that all comes from the source data, and also checking the customer behavior properly.
Got you. And by the way, that's not my personal experience, or my son's experience was not with Nadi Medical, with someone else. Sometimes I wonder that what is the loyalty in pharmaceutical sector or pharmacy stores? Means loyal means repeat buyers, repeat purchases. So do you really want your guests and your customers do fall sick more often to purchase more from you? That's what the loyalty is?
I hope not. I hope not. Yeah, normally medicine is only a portion of our business. Maybe less than, let's say, 1/3 of the business. The other industries, the other areas that we operate are wellness, of course, near medicine, mom and baby products, beauty products, and FMCG products too. So loyalty, and connecting with the previous example that I gave, loyalty is, and so we carry that responsibility in order to better their health and well-being. So we need to watch our guests in order to remind them about some medications that they need to adhere to. But also the other areas that we serve are other parts of loyalty with the normal retail sectors, industry.
Good to know. So it's not only pharmacy, it's beyond pharmacy. Maybe a follow-up question on, let's say, once you have built your customer 360, once you have created this hundreds and thousands of micro segments, nano segments, segment of one, whatever you call it, what do you do after that? Maybe the real example, if you can share with the audience.
Sure. And there are a lot to do for the business itself and for our guests themselves. So one of the areas is the personalized offers that we recommend to our guests. So those micro segments, along with the commercial teams, there are certain forums that we are running on a weekly and monthly basis, where we match those hundreds of different micro segments with the commercial offers, which are different than mass promotional offers. So we try to provide them personalized offers first. Secondly, customer journeys. So in a customer journey, there are several different customer journeys, macro journeys we can call them, or micro journeys. Macro journeys start from the registration phase, from the first interaction, registration phase, until they're being loyal and being more engaged with us. And just one example is looking at the data, we see that the first transaction of our guests are made on most of them make their first transaction on the day of registration. It's usual. Another X%, let's say, an additional X%, which is maybe 10-20% of the initial base, make their transaction not in the first day, but in the first 2 days. Another Y% make their transaction in the first week until 7 days. Another Z%, let's say, make their first transaction in the first month. After that, if they do not make transaction, we say goodbye to our customers. So what we need to do, so with that customer journey mapping, this is a very small detailed example. Customer journey mapping is very important. So we need to interact with our guests at the right time in order to increase their engagements. And that engagements must be made in such a manner that their customer experience is also enhanced. That involves the offer itself, the way of communication, the content that we provide to the customers, the relevancy, all of those. So we combine those in order to, those micro segments are used for personalized offers, customer experience, and other areas of the business.
Okay, since we have only 1 minute and 15 seconds left, so basically, let's say we all know that the loyalty customers are very, compared to the non-loyal customers, it's very easy to engage with because they know where to come on your website or app. We know that the loyal customers are basically, their spending is actually more than the non-loyal customers. And the loyal customers are, I think, 5 times or 6 times more likely to buy. So these statistics are basically, let's say, the global statistics, right? Do you have witnessed any result of your loyal customers, loyal guests compared to, let's say, the first-time buyers or non-loyal customers?
Yeah, definitely. And when we look at the basic KPIs, the average transaction value is much higher than non-loyal guests. Loyal guests' average transaction value are much higher than loyal guests. This is the basic KPI. Besides that, also there are differences between the segments too. So as the customers and guests get more engaged with different customer touchpoints, including omnichannel and omni-health, their total value also get increased. There's a huge difference, like 4x, 5x. They spend more, they make more transactions. So those are 2 main areas that we focus on to convert our guests not only to shop from one channel only, but through different channels. So we want to embrace that omnichannel mindset. And secondly, we want to create better and personalized experiences in order to increase their lifetime value.
Customer lifetime value. Yeah. So I think the lunch is being served outside. So maybe the food of thought, if you like to share maybe 1, 2, 3 advice to the audience who would like to develop a sustainable loyalty business or the business around CX and loyalty and the retention marketing. What are those top 3 advices which you would like to give?
Sure. Yeah, now when we look at today, it's not like 10 years, 15 years ago. And it's not, the sales are not made only through offline channels. So we have other channels as well. So the first area that we should be focusing on must be to, as we talked, to embrace that omni-channel environments. We need to invest in those areas, not shying away from the spending on the technology part too. So we need to create that omni-channel mindset across the company in order to create that seamless experience, customer experience. Secondly, we talked about customer journey mapping. We need to be very careful and meticulous on the data processing and then combining product analytics as well as customer analytics to create detailed customer mappings in order to reach our guests, customers at the right time with the right contents, with the right offers or products. So that's the second. And third, of course, as we talked in the beginning, we need to create memorable, personalized experiences, customer experiences, to create that emotional loyalty. Those are the 3 areas I can say.
So let me repeat for the audience. It's omni-channel experience, customer journey mapping, and the emotional bondage. Yes. Great. So the choice is yours, friends. If you want to ask a question to Tunc, or I think the lunch is there. The first one is, the prior one is always good, but choice is yours. Thank you. Tunc, thank you so much.